All right, it is 7 o'clock, so we'll go ahead and get started. I call this meeting of the Students Association to order. We begin with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Senator Campson.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Moving on to roll call, Chief of Staff Sabo, would you please call the roll?
Of course, Madam President. Senators Barnett, Frank, Dare Comfort, Dooley, Gibney, Hofer, Jensen, Campson, Markley excused, Peterson, Pulse unexcused, Robbins, Shell, Schmeck, Sierra, Spear, Sternhagen, Tennant, Vasquez, Wessler, Wisser, Garcia. Oh, sorry. Diversity Liaison Garcia. Communications Chair Fink, Finance Chair Peterson, Government Affairs Chair Kennecke, Chief of Staff Sabo here, Vice President Bentz, President Peterson, AFA, AISA, ESA,
Here.
GSA,
Here.
IRC, LASA, Unified Council,
Here.
Unified Council, UPC, Advisor Dr. Schmidt,
Here.
and Advisor Dr. Grief.
Moving on to adoption of the agenda, are there any additions or corrections to the agenda tonight? Seeing none, can I entertain a motion to, Senator Barnett?
I move not the first reading, or I move to strike the
It has been moved and seconded that we waive the first reading of commemoration 24-6-C. All those in favor of waiving the first reading, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? First reading is waived. Any other additions or corrections to the agenda tonight? Seeing none, can I entertain a motion to approve? Senator Peterson.
second.
All those in favor of adopting the agenda, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The agenda is adopted. Moving on to approval of the minutes. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Seeing none, can I entertain a motion to approve? Finance Chair Peterson. All of those in favor of approving the minutes, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The minutes are approved. We'll begin with our agenda with open forum, item A, and we will welcome up Robin to talk about our 2024 climate survey results.
Thank you. Greetings, good evening, everyone. Thank you to Riley for inviting me to this meeting to talk about the campus climate survey. My name is, is this working?
I think it should be.
Okay. It likes to be.
Oh, yeah, that's better.
My name is Robin Marschke. I serve this great institution as the Assistant Vice President for Assessment and Institutional Research. And if you remember back in January and February, we ran the Campus Climate, Safety, and Sexual Assault Assessment Survey. We administer this survey every other year in even years, hence it was just done in spring of '24. And this is a survey that measures perceptions of our institution, the civility and attitudes that we carry towards other people, accessibility and safety on our campus, the awareness of procedures and policies around sexual misconduct, and overall satisfaction. So, and we also run a survey, a very, very similar survey to employees at the same time. So this spring we had 559 students respond to the survey, which is kind of a paltry 6% of the students who were invited. We had 875 employees, which was 47% of the employees. Granted, we did focus more on the response rates for employees than we did for students, but perhaps in the future we can lean on this group to help us boost those response rates. I have 2 reports for you to consider. I sent those to Riley and Gabby, I think, and she will be able to share those with you. I just wanted to explain what they are. One report is the executive summary, This highlights the results of both surveys, the student survey and the employee survey. It includes different factors. So that these surveys have 12 to 14 different factors, which are composite measures, which are basically a set of questions that group together. And the executive summary is really focusing on areas of excellence and areas where we could make some improvements. And so we have up on the screen part of the executive summary. The frequency report is a second report. This one focuses only on the student survey results, and it does show the results for each question that was posed in the survey. It also includes a summary of the open-ended comments to 2 different questions. One, which was, how do you describe the culture at SDSU? And the second question solicited ways to improve the culture. So I would encourage you as a group to review these 2 different reports with an eye towards the contributions that you can make to maintain the momentum that we have here and to enhance the overall campus culture. We really are trying to emphasize collective ownership of the survey results. Okay? And really, so emphasizing ownership and everyday practices to make everyone feel like they belong here, and to improve overall student success and, of course, employee satisfaction too. And rather than walk through these 2 different reports, because I think it'll take much longer than 10 or 15 minutes to do that, I would encourage you to do this on your own time, and I am always available to meet with you again as individuals or as groups or subgroups and walk through these 2 different reports and answer any questions you might have, or even just to discuss those results. So you should be able to know where I am and how to find me with my contact information. Having said that, I think we have a little bit of time for some general Q&A if any of you have questions for me at this time.
So just off the top of your head without, I didn't see the report yet, but were there any surprises or abnormalities in the data that you observed?
I started here a year ago, and my big surprise was like how positive the results were. So I was really happy to see that the climate here is relatively healthy compared to where I've been before. So that was a big surprise for me. There are in the frequency report, there's 3 different factors that you might want to focus on. One was the perceptions of the institution, campus safety, and the co-curricular environment. And if you read through the report, the questions for each of those factors are listed there. And according to SkyFactor, the company that runs this for us, if we make improvements to those 3 factors, those are going to have the biggest impact on the overall satisfaction. So those are 3 areas I would focus on. Off the top of my head, I remember thinking the highest scoring factor, which is on this display right now, is at the top, personal attitudes and behaviors. But the lowest one was perceptions of your peers. So there was some sort of dissonance between these 2 sets of questions. One is basically rating yourself and how comfortable you are versus how comfortable you think other people are. So there might be something there to discuss and focus on.
You mentioned before that you had participation of about 6% of the students' body. What are your plans on increasing that, and is there any way student organizations can help with your plan?
So the next time that we plan to do this survey will be spring of 26. You know, I think it's just a matter of more awareness, more advertising, working with more groups like the Student Association to help get the word out, making more announcements in classes. Maybe by then we have an incentive program where we can offer some sort of incentive to people who respond. So those are some ways to try to boost that rate.
And is the report available, or when will this report be available for?
These two reports are available to you now. I ask you to work with your government here. We generally post these on Inside State, which I don't think you have access to as more of the employee version of Connect State. So it's a little challenging for me to just put this out on our public website. So I'll share those reports with you directly.
Thank you.
You know how, on average, how long it took students to complete the survey?
Ooh,
That's
the
okay.
question was how long does it take to complete the survey? I'm not sure. It was probably 10 to 15 minutes.
Not a very big time.
It's not a huge time commitment, but it depends on, you know, how invested you are in the questions.
Sure.
So it shouldn't take more than 20 minutes. That's the goal.
Other questions?
I guess maybe this is a question for you, Robin, or a question for Dr. Grieve. How does the university take this information and implement it into new policies or initiatives that they might want to see occur on campus? What is the procedure there?
So there is a climate survey committee, and I think you have some student representatives on that committee. So that's a group that will meet and look through the results. We also have the Ombuds office and the Multicultural Affairs office, I believe, that are leading different efforts to discuss the results. I know that I met personally with the provost and the president who walked through these different reports, and there's all kinds of different efforts and initiatives that the results of the survey inform. So there's some items in the strategic plan that maybe we're measuring engagement. You know, and we try to, in the executive summary, reflect on the last time we did the survey and just give a few examples of what we did with the results last time around. So there's a few of those examples in this executive summary.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, also in student affairs, what we do is we put them into the goals of different areas. So if one of the areas is looking low, then we talk about it amongst all the directors and try to figure out some initiatives that we can do in order to increase that area. Like if code programming is not as popular, then we want to know why students aren't engaged. And we'll have some focus group with students, and then we'll also set goals for the division.
Thank you.
Other questions? Okay. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Yep, thank you.
All right, we'll continue to move down our agenda with open forum item B, student organization reports. And first we'll welcome up Little International.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Miles Hoffman. I'm the current treasurer of Little I this year. And I'll let the rest of my associates introduce themselves.
My name's Tegan Hadrick. I'm currently the 102nd Little International Manager.
My name's Tanner Mathewitz, and I'm the assistant treasurer this year.
It's Cassie Strumman. I'm the 102nd Little Eye assistant.
So this year's event will be held on March 28th through 29th. And this will be our 102nd year of Little International, which we're pretty proud of. And we're very excited for what we have in store this year. Little International is a 2-day student-run livestock exposition composed of around 160 collegiate students that exhibit livestock during the event, and around 1,500 to 2,000 high school students that also attend Little Eye that compete in FFA events and various other events through 4-H judging contests and other livestock judging events. We're planning to have our livestock drawing during the second week of February with a date still to be determined. And during the drawing, we'll have around 150 SDSU students have the opportunity to draw a variety of species that they'll be able to show during the event. Some of the species included during Little Eye is beef, dairy, swine, goat, sheep, and equine. Last year, we received $12,000 from Students Association, which we were very appreciative of. That will go to many useful things in our organization. These funds are used for mostly on-campus expenses, including printing, which includes contests, tests, catalogs, rulebooks, and posters, and also State Tech that does the sound system for the Little Eye during the day of. And this year, due to the closing down of the SDSU dairy, we are forced to find dairy animals outside of the university, which will likely come at a large cost to the organization. So we're planning on using a lot of SA funds to help provide animals for students in the dairy sector of our event. And we feel that dairy should still be included in Little Eye due to its large economic role in the state of South Dakota and its large historical and cultural significance with South Dakota State. So we're proud to use SA money to continue the tradition of dairy during Little Eye. And additionally, we are working on a new Ag in the Classroom program, which we are very excited about, which helps bring community, the agricultural community into the classrooms here in Brookings and surrounding areas, and help teach kids on general knowledge of agriculture and just some fun facts about Little Eye and other things that we're really excited about to share with the youth that are our future. So we're really excited about that, and we'd just like to finish by thanking you guys for allocating money for Little Eye this year, and we're very excited for this year's Little Eye. Thank you.
Anyone have any questions for Little International?
I'm just curious. I know it's a really big event. So how many people do you have on your staff for Little Eye?
We currently have 160 SDSU students on staff, which it takes all 160 of us to put this huge event on.
I think to add to that, one thing that's unique too is we're not just all agricultural majors. I mean, we kind of stem from across the campus, whether that be engineers, nurses, early elementary ed. I mean, we really pull from a large demographic campus. It's not just ag kids. So my best way to describe it is it's a group of people with a similar passion that work towards a common goal.
Yeah, I'm curious. You mentioned that you're going to have some issues this year with obtaining dairy cows. I'm wondering how many dairy cows you're looking to get and what the average cost of getting each one might be.
Yep, so we actually, we do have some secured. We have ties into the dairy judging, and we've had some people that have been able to make contact. We're thinking around 30 animals, so when we split it up in between two classes, we'll do a class of 15 and 15, with that being novice and then experienced. So we're able to, right now, we're able to lease them. What that lease will look like, I'm not sure yet. It kind of depends on how much the guy that we're getting them from wants to work with us a little bit. But on top of that, though, we do have to pay for feed, where in the past that was not an included expense. So this is kind of where that cost is coming up for us this year.
Where else do you receive funding from outside of the SA?
Vast majority of it comes through outside sponsorships, whether that be people's parents, businesses from the area. We really try and something that we do is we have everyone put in 2 business names into an Excel sheet, and then we send out a sponsorship brochure to them. We also try and hit people's parents up, and we do some different things. We've done some not stadium cleanups, but cleanup Frost Arena. We've done things like that. We've done a driven coffee fundraiser in the past. We've sold crumble cookies, kind of just a few things like that.
Additional questions? Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. All right. Continuing down, open forum item B, item 2, we will welcome up the SDSU Rodeo Club. Did you get my power? Yes,
Yeah.
it should be plugged up. Okay.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Chesney Best. I'm the current president for this year.
And my name is Jazz McGurr. I'm a women's team captain.
So some other individuals that couldn't be with us here today but are also a part of our board is Grace Rosenmeyer, our vice president, Ray Reichert, our treasurer, and then we also have 3 men's team captains and 2 other women's team captains, one of them being myself. Our club advisor is Dean Cassidy, and our rodeo coach is Ron Scopely. Thank you. So we have 50 plus team and club members, so it's quite large. Our average GPA for the team was a 3.1 as of the 2024 spring. Our one day for state this year, we were very blessed. It was 284 donors, which came to $91,765 for our club. We do travel quite a lot in the Great Plains region for rodeo, so total, we travel about 5,000 miles between 5 states. So some community involvement that we've been involved in the past is the State-a-thon, which was 2 years ago now, but their theme was Boot, Scoot, and Miracles. And so we got to help them and teach little kids how to rope and how to tie goats and do some fun things like that. We also have a booth at the Black Hills Stock Show and the Brookings Pro Rodeo to really promote our club and to recruit other members to come rodeo for SDSU. We also help with the Runnings Women's Night in October, the Horse Club Roping Night here on campus, and in our Great Plains region, we have 4 region event directors and 1 student director. And the student director this year, his name's Dalton Kunke, and he actually is on the SDSU rodeo team as well. So in the picture here, you can see us as a group at our Buckles and Bling banquet, which happens in April or whenever our rodeo is in the spring, and then the Jackrabbit Stampede during that weekend. And so some scholarships, we have the 10 Steer for State scholarships that we offer, 4 board member scholarships and 10 booster scholarships from our Rodeo Boosters Club. And then attendance in the last year, Buckles and Bling, we had 285 attendance. The Jackrabbit Stampede brought 500 to 700 students last year, and that is at a discounted rate for tickets as they come in. So yeah, it's a really short PowerPoint, but if you guys have any questions.
Questions for the rodeo club?
I'm very curious, with a 3.1 GPA, does the rodeo club have an academic support system in place, or is that?
We don't have a specific academic support system in place, but I think as a rodeo club and with other athletics, I'm sure we really have to be strategic about our time and practice. Practices can be 4 to 5 hours at night, running events such as tie-down roping, breakaway roping, team roping, steer wrestling. We have to get through a lot of events and goat tying.
Very impressive.
Thank you.
Questions from anybody?
So, what are your biggest sources of funding that you use your budget on? Is it materials and stuff like that, or?
Yeah, I would say definitely materials, travel expenses. So We have travel money that goes to, is it the top 4 individuals every weekend? So that's 150. I believe that came out to be, I think it was like close to 17,000 last year on average for over the whole year about how much it goes to. Yeah, so travel expenses. Our coach also gets travel money to go to every rodeo and help us, so.
You mentioned one day for state funding and then also funding from the Students Association. Where else does rodeo receive funding from?
So we have the 10 Steer for State scholarships. And so basically what that is we get steers donated and then we send them off to get finished and then the money that they bring in, we get. So that's another help.
Deer Buckles and Blank Banquet, does that just raise money for scholarships then? Is that the-
Primary, yeah, that would be for scholarships as well. And just having everyone come together for a banquet before a rodeo, and other people get recognized, like club members, we have them get a buckle every year for an outstanding club member so they can get recognized, so.
Anyone else have other questions? Okay. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Moving on to open forum, item C, public comments. Are there any members of the public that wish to address the Senate tonight? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to committee and staff reports, beginning with my own. I have a few things for you all tonight. The Board of Directors did meet last week and reinstated our Black Student Alliance and International Relations Council ex officios, so welcome to the table. You will hear reports from them tonight. I also attended the University Food Service Advisory Committee last week. Senator Pulse is not here last night, but he brought up a lot of concerns we've been hearing about Larson's and regarding the food availability there, of people going at various times and not having food there after scanning their blocks. So I did follow up with Jennifer Novotny, who's the Assistant Vice President for Student Life now, so ensuring that if they need help working towards solutions for that, we will be in the loop. But if you do hear any feedback about Larson's or anything food service related, let a member of the executive team know. Senator Campson and Senator Pulse are your representatives as well, so please just be letting us know about that as it happens. I mean, Senator Pulse even had like timestamps from times Qdoba was out, and they really appreciated that specificity. So if you need their phone numbers or mine, you should all have mine. So just shoot me a text and say Qdoba was out of chips at 7 p.m. That's totally fine. All right. Today, I also got to meet with some student leaders from a university in Ghana to explore some collaboration opportunities. They really wanted to join us on Zoom tonight, but it's 1 a.m. there, so hopefully they're sleeping. Vice President Benz and I will be meeting with the provost and vice provost on Wednesday, so if you have any academic or class-related concerns, please let us know. And then finally, if you will be graduating or leaving at semester for some reason, please make sure you email myself and VP Benz as soon as you have that figured out so we can begin planning for Senator at Large selection for our spring. That is the end of my report. We'll move on to Vice President Benz.
No report.
Chief of Staff Sapp.
No report.
Finance Chair Peterson.
Yeah, so we will have a finance committee meeting this week. It will be in the Pheasant Room. We have outgrown our conference room, so please don't show up to our conference room. It will be in the Pheasant Room. And to that meeting, please bring your spring schedules. We need to set some very important dates. And then lastly, just to emphasize what President Peterson said, I met with Senator Pulse last week and we went over a lot of food service concerns. And seriously, if you guys are having any issues, please make them known to one of us or Senator Campson or Senator Pulse, because they seriously like all of the feedback we can give them. And if there are issues that are unacceptable, the only thing we can do about it is if we know about it. So please, please, please bring those up. End of report.
Government Affairs Chair Kennecke.
No report.
Communications Chair Fink.
So the only thing out of the ordinary for me was sending out that tuition-free survey communication. I'm sure you all saw that. And then just a reminder that SA Apparel closes tonight at midnight. So if you would like any apparel, please get that in. Turnaround on that should be about 3 weeks. So yeah, end of report.
Diversity Liaison Garcia.
Yeah, the only thing I have is this week on Thursday, November 7th, Chief of Staff Sabo and I will be tabling with the Wittrope Center and supporting partners such as Trio for the First Generation College celebration from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Main Street in the Union.
Thank you. We'll move on to ex officio reports, beginning with AFA.
AFA has Warrior Week kicking off. You'll notice that in the Student Union on Main Street here, there's the Hall of Heroes. This is dedicated to the 35 South Dakota service members that died during Operation Iraqi Freedom and Enduring Freedom. There's a book with some pictures and tidbits about their service with some details about their passing. And then on November 5th, Tuesday, we're having a movie night at Cinema 8 at 6:45 p.m. So all military affiliated students on campus can go watch a movie, have some free popcorn and a drink. Then during the day, we're having a vet-to-vet career guidance at the Veteran Affairs Office from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's a former Army service member that is now a DNR officer in Minnesota. So he's offering some guidance for people that are interested in that career field. Wednesday, we're having a pancake feed at the Veteran Affairs Office at noon. A writing workshop from 4 to 5:30, also at the VA office. And then a game night at Golden Lights from 6 to 8 p.m. Then on November 7th, any of you that really like working out, we have our Iron Warrior weightlifting competition at the Miller Wellness Center. Registration and weigh-in start at 2 p.m. and then at 3, the deadlift and bench press competition starts. And then also at Weary Wills from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., military veterans and their dependents can get a free meal, compliments of Sodexo. And then on Friday, we have cake at the Veteran Affairs Office at noon. And a report.
Thank you. Asa.
Last Friday, we had our fundraiser for Asian tacos. Pretty good. We started at about 11. Some of us got there around 6 a.m. to make them, so kind of long day. They'll be sold out probably about just after 2 o'clock, so it's pretty nice. And otherwise, we have a meeting this Wednesday to report.
Thank you. BSA.
Well, we have a meeting next week, and some of our members attended a hearing with the Brookings Parks and Recreation Management relating to something in the city.
Thank you. GSA.
All right. I don't know if you guys heard, but we had a bit of a little drag show last week. It went really well. We had a lot of attendance. We actually got a bunch of donation money too. I don't quite have numbers on that yet. The treasurer's been a bit busy, so I haven't gotten the numbers back. But from what I heard, we did really well. We had a lot of performers. I do have to thank Matthias right here. He was helping collect the tip money for the performers with a tip bucket. He was basically my right-hand man for the whole show. So we did well. We learned what we're going to do next year. We're probably going to go a bit bigger and better next year, have some more performers, and that's pretty much about it in the report.
Thank you. IRC.
So, last Friday we had our first event, which was a scavenger hunt, like a Halloween scavenger hunt. It didn't have the turnout we expected, but it was very fun for everyone that attended. And we're working currently on going ice skating with international students and also creating and having a study session more towards finals.
Thank you. Lassa.
So I don't know if y'all noticed, but from the last meeting on Halloween, we finally have our oferta set up. Wonderful, it looks great. Good job, Oscar. A lot of people have already put up photos of their loved ones, and I heavily recommend that if you have any loved ones that you'd love to honor, go ahead and put the pictures up there for them. Otherwise, for this week, we're just having our regular Thursday meetings in the report.
Thank you. Unified Council.
One thing I have is IFC interviews will be happening this week with elections to follow next week.
Yesterday and today, CPH went to all sorority chapter meetings to explain what we do and talk about the upcoming CPH election. This week is Chi Omega's Wish Week. Tonight is their Cubbies fundraiser, so anyone who eats Cubbies after 6 o'clock tonight until they close, Make-A-Wish will get a portion of those proceeds. Tomorrow is Wishes for Wishes in the Wellness Center. Wednesday is Smash a Car in lot 159. So I think it's like you pay $2, you get to hit a car, you pay $1, you get to spray paint the car. Thursday is Make a Waffle at the AGR house, and Friday is 5K in a day. And they would appreciate it if anyone had any time to attend their event.
Thank you. UPC.
this Wednesday on the market stage, we're bringing in a caricature artist from noon to 3 p.m. And so if you come with like some friends or something, they say they can draw the characters in under 5 minutes. It is a free event for all students. And then coming up next week, I believe, or the week after, I haven't looked at the dates. We have a CPR training class that'll be free for up to maybe like 12 students that we'll be putting on. There is a QR code, so if any of you are interested, when we're tabling out from noon to 1 in the market area, there's a QR code that you can scan if you'd like to become CPR certified. End of report.
Thank you. Move on to advisor reports, starting with Dr. Schmidt.
Not much to report today, but I do have one comment, I guess. So I was reflecting a little bit today about SA, and so those of you that are new, but all senators, think back on, it's like already November. So think back on what your goals were for running, why you're here, and make sure you're working towards those. Time goes so fast. We have a few more meetings this semester, and then all of a sudden it's next semester, January, February, bam, election. So it goes fast. So if you have ideas, continue to work on those, get some resolutions brought forward, or work with whatever coalition you need to. That's all I have to report.
Thank you. Dr. Green.
Sure. So Dr. Willis has tasked a committee with looking at NSO, new student orientation, and the first 6 weeks that you're on campus. So I'd love to have a student focus group, or if we can't do that, I'd love, if anybody has any ideas to make that stronger for students. If you could send them my way, that would, or Peyton and Trinity's way, and they'll get them to me, that would be great. Thank you.
Thank you. Move on to committee reports. Are there any committees I would like to report out tonight? Senator Sternhagen.
The IT committee got to take a tour of campus's Security Operations Center. It was a very interesting tour to take. It's a very secure room within Pugsley Hall, where we didn't have to sign an NDA to see the room, but they said in the future it's probably going to get to that point. But in this room, they have big screens with all of the camera feeds from across campus all on one wall. On a different wall, they have various statistics about all the servers and computers on campus. And they talk through some of the different contingency plans that we have should there be a cyber attack. And so IT committee got a lot of important education out of this, and it was a great meeting.
Thank you. Any other committees I'd like to report out tonight? Senator Gibney.
This isn't a committee report per se, but Student Federation update. So the budget is going to be proposed in the December meeting and approved in the March meeting. And there's going to be a line item there to essentially bolster attendance and help member or institutions attend. So if attending SHED was a financial barrier in years past, reach out, let me know, see, that way I can allocate how much savings needs to be in that bucket item, because we want to encourage as many senators and student representatives from the different organizations to attend the SHED.
Thank you. Other committees I'd like to report out tonight. Senator Campson.
Yeah, as President Peterson mentioned, the UFSAC committee met last Thursday. We touched on topics such as swiping out hunger and how students are taking advantage of the honor system. They're going in it more than once. There are new machines coming to the market, such as coffee, icy, and boba machines, and soon to be a make-your-own waffle bar. We hired a new GM for campus dining. She's coming in the next few weeks, I believe, and there will be tabling at the student union for student evaluation of campus dining. End of report.
Thank you. Other committees I would like to report out tonight. All right. Seeing none, do we have any questions for any of the reports tonight? Senator Spear.
The last thing you mentioned, the student evaluation, what are the details on that?
I believe it's just a QR code they'll have set up somewhere.
Yeah, it's typically just for dining feedback on like atmosphere or service, all of the things associated with that. So yeah, definitely encourage you all to fill that out. Any other committee or any other questions for committees or reports tonight? Yes, BSA.
So an update I just got from executive. The students of the College of Journalism will be doing interviews with the BSA for one of their classes. And we're having a proposal to collaborate with the African Students Association for an event surrounding Black excellence for spring 2025. And we're working with UPC Social Awareness Team to host an event during Black History Month, February 2025.
Thank you. Any other questions for any of the reports tonight? Right, seeing none, we'll move on to unfinished business. Item A, commemoration 24-4-C. Chief of Staff Sabo, would you please introduce this item?
Commemoration 24-4-C. Title of commemoration reads, SDSU Students Association Acknowledgement of Native American Heritage Month and encouragement for students to further engage with events commemorating Native American Heritage Month. Prime sponsor includes Diversity Liaison Garcia. Sponsors include President Peterson, Vice President Benz, Chief of Staff Sabo, Finance Chair Peterson, Communications Chair Fink, Government Affairs Chair Kennedy, Senators Sternhagen, Spear, Campson, Peterson, Robbins, Wisser, Tennant, Jensen, Wessler, Brink, Pulse, Schmeck, Shell, Sierra, Comfort, Vasquez, and Dooley.
Would anyone request that this item be read in full? It has been requested.
Commemoration 24-4-C. Title of commemoration reads, SDSU Students Association Acknowledgement of Native American Heritage Month and encouragement for students to further engage with events commemorating Native American Heritage Month. Whereas South Dakota State University acknowledges that it is located on the ancestral, traditional, and contemporary lands of the Occhitishawi, I'm going to try so hard, so sorry friends, the Seven Council Fires, the true name of the people commonly referred to as Sioux, whose presence on these lands long predates the establishment of SDSU, and whereas in 1990, President George H.W. Bush signed into law a joint resolution designating the month of November as First National American Indian Heritage Month, and whereas Native American Heritage Month, now observed nationally in November, serves as an important time to recognize and honor the culture, contributions, and resilience of Native Americans, while also educating our community about the rich histories and traditions of Indigenous nations. And whereas SDSU is home to a vibrant Native American student population that contributes to the cultural diversity and academic excellence of our university, with Native students making up approximately 2% of the student body. And whereas the American Indian Student Center, AISC, at SDSU provides a welcoming and supportive environment for Native American students, promoting cultural identity, academic achievement, and sense of belonging within our university community. And whereas Native American Heritage Month also reminds us of the importance of inclusivity and respect as we work towards creating an environment at SDSU where all students feel valued, supported, and empowered to share their unique identities and experiences. Therefore, be it resolved that the SDSU Students Association proudly recognizes November as Native American Heritage Month and calls upon all members of the SDSU student community to participate in the month's events and activities.
Thank you. Can I entertain a motion to approve this resolution? Diversity Liaison Garcia. Diversity Liaison Garcia, first right to debate.
Yeah, I believe it's an important recognition, not just here at SDSU, but throughout our whole state as South Dakota. We know that Indigenous communities have historical roots within our state, and it's important that we honor and respect those contributions. And then lastly, I just wanted to say that we're fortunate enough to have the American Indian Student Center here on campus, which serves as a dedicated spot for our Native American students where they can feel supported, uplifted, and celebrated. So I hope you can all vote in favor of this.
Is there any further discussion on this resolution? Seeing none, we will take this to a roll call vote. Chief of Staff Sabo, would you please call the roll?
Senators Barnett, Brink, Comfort, Dooley, Gibney, Hofer, Jensen, Campson, Markley, Peterson, Pulse, Robbins, Shell, Schmeck, Sear, Spear, Sternhagen, Tennant, Vasquez, Wessler, Wisser, Diversity Liaison Garcia, Communications Chair Fink, Finance Chair Peterson, Government Affairs Chair Kennedy, Chief of Staff Sabo, aye. Vice President Betts.
Aye. The ayes have it. Commemoration 24-4-C is approved. Moving on to unfinished business, item B, commemoration 24-5-C. Chief of Staff Sabo, would you please introduce this item?
Commemoration 24-5-C. Title of commemoration reads, SDSU Students Association acknowledges First Generation College Celebration Day on November 8th and encourages students to learn more about First Generation Day. Prime sponsor includes Diversity Liaison Garcia. Sponsors include President Peterson, Vice President Bentz, Chief of Staff Sabo, Finance Chair Peterson, Communications Chair Fink, Government Affairs Chair Kennedy, Senators Sternhagen, Spear, Campson, Peterson, Robbins, Wisser, Tennant, Jensen, Wessler, Brink, Pulse, Schmeck, Shell, Sierra, Derek Comfort, Vasquez, and Dooley.
Would anyone request that this item be read in full? Has been requested.
Commemoration 24-5-C. Title of commemoration reads, SDSU Students Association acknowledges First Generation College Celebration Day on November 8th and encourages students to learn more about First Generation Day. Whereas, First Generation college students are defined as those whose parent or guardian did not complete a four-year degree or completed their degree at a foreign institution, and whereas First Generation College Celebration Day is observed annually on November 8th to commemorate the signing of the Higher Education Act of 1965 by President Lyndon B. Johnson, and whereas this act created federal financial aid programs to fund students' education and made key investments in colleges and universities, and whereas many of the HEA's programs, particularly the federal TRIO programs, promote access to higher education, retention, and success for today's limited income, first-generation college students, and whereas 56% of undergraduate students in the United States identify as first generation, and 59% of these students are also the first in their family to attend college, and whereas Brookings Mayor Opie Niemeyer signed a proclamation at the November 8th, 2023 City Council meeting declaring November 16th as First Generation Day in the city of Brookings, and whereas SDSU offers 2 TRIO programs that support first-generation and income-eligible students in their pursuit of college access, preparation, and success, and whereas TRIO Student Support Services is designated to create a supportive community for students transitioning to college, with dedicated staff providing academic advising, resources, peer mentoring, career planning, and involvement opportunities, all aimed at fostering personal, academic, and professional growth. And whereas Upward Bound, the second TRIO program, prepares high school students for college success by focusing early on the development of academic skills and motivation. And whereas the Winter Road Student Success and Opportunity Center at SDSU also positively impacts first-generation student success through its tutoring program and other useful resources, which honors each student's unique strengths, backgrounds, and perspectives, and places student growth and success at the core of its mission. Therefore, be it resolved, the SDSU Student Association formally acknowledges and celebrates First Generation College Celebration Day and expresses gratitude to programs such as TRIO and the Wintroad Student Success and Opportunity Center for their commitment to ensuring that first-generation students have access to the necessary support systems to thrive at SDSU and beyond.
Can I entertain a motion to approve this resolution? Diversity Liaison Garcia.
Second.
Diversity Liaison Garcia, first right to debate.
Yeah, I had fun with this commemoration. It was also very meaningful as a first generation student myself. And just like any other student on campus, first gen students contribute a lot to our university, are also paving a way for future students, but also their families as well. And it's just important that we recognize these students at SDSU. So I hope you can all vote in favor of this. Again.
Any further discussion on this resolution? Chief of Staff Sabo.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank Diversity Liaison Garcia for doing this. This is the very first time that we've had a commemoration written for First Generation College Student Day. So this is really cool and definitely like the first step that we've taken towards acknowledging this day.
Further discussion on this resolution? Seeing none, we'll take this to a roll call vote. Chief of Staff Sabo, would you please call the roll?
Senators Barnett, Brink, Derek Comfort, Dooley, Gibney, Hofer, Jensen, Campson, Markley, Peterson, Pulse, Robbins, Shell, Schmeck, Sierra, Beer, Sternhagen?
Aye.
Bennett?
Aye.
Vasquez?
Aye.
Westler?
Aye.
Wisser?
Aye.
Diversity Liaison Garcia?
Aye.
Communications Chair Fink?
Aye.
Finance Chair Peterson?
Aye.
Government Affairs Chair Kennedy?
Aye.
Chief of Staff Sabo? Aye. Vice President Benz?
The ayes have it. Commemoration 24-5-C is approved. Moving on to unfinished business, item C, commemoration 24-6-C. Chief of Staff Sabo, would you please introduce this item?
Commemoration 24-6-C. Title of commemoration reads, South Dakota State University Students Association commemorates the month of November as Veterans and Military Appreciation Month. Prime sponsor includes Senator Barnett. Sponsors include Vice President Bentz, Chief of Staff Sabo, Communications Chair Fink, Government Affairs Chair Kennedy, Diversity Liaison Garcia, Senators Sternhagen, Gibney, Pulse, Vasquez, Campson, Wisser, Shell, and Dooley.
Would anyone request that this item be read in full? It has been requested.
Commemoration 24-6-C. Title of commemoration reads, South Dakota State University Students Association commemorates the month of November as Veterans and Military Appreciation Month. Whereas South Dakota State University's mission is to offer a rich academic experience in an environment of inclusion and access through inspired, student-centered education, creative activities and research, innovation and engagement that improve the quality of life in South Dakota, the region, the nation, and the world. And whereas South Dakota State University's Armed Forces Association is home to active duty service members, members of the Guard or Reserves, and dependents of service members, and aims to bring and assist military-affiliated students, family, and community members together to support promotion of whole health and wellness by providing meaningful experiences that facilitate camaraderie for veterans and service members. And whereas South Dakota State University's Veterans Affairs Resource Center currently serves 384 military-connected students and seeks to assist military veterans. So sorry, friends. Military veterans, their family members, and their survivors in obtaining all federal and state educational benefits and entitlements they have earned by serving in the United States military, and to provide guidance and support services that will aid veterans in their transition to academic and civilian life. And whereas veterans are recognized on November 11th with Veterans Day, and whereas South Dakota State University's Armed Forces Association and Veterans Affairs Resource Center are working in conjunction to recognize all military-connected students through the celebration of Warrior Week, which occurs during the week of Veterans Day. And whereas Warrior Week serves as a means to recognize all of the military-connected students at South Dakota State University and to celebrate and honor the women and men that have served and are currently serving our country. And whereas Warrior Week consists of an array of events including speakers, movie nights, game nights, food social events, Hall of Heroes, taps, Warrior Wellness check-ins, Chat with Jacks, and South Dakota State University's Military Appreciation Football Game. And whereas this month of recognition and awareness for veterans and military-affiliated students strives to foster inclusion, promote engagement, and improve the quality of student life at South Dakota State University. Therefore, be it commemorated that the South Dakota State University Students Association commemorates the month of November as Veterans and Military Appreciation Month.
Can I entertain a motion to approve this resolution? Commemoration. Senator Barnett. Senator Barnett, first right to debate.
Nominations 9 and veterans of good office presence. First, to provide a space for military tributes to transplant to support many of the military groups and work to assist the veterans of services and many capacities throughout the I believe it takes a special type of person for their life to protect our daily freedoms. And this commemoration is a very small but necessary act of gratitude for veteran service members and students too. So I urge all of you to vote yes to support this commemoration and take part in this.
Thank you. Any further discussion on this commemoration? All right, seeing none, we'll take this to a roll call vote. Chief of Staff Sabo, would you please call the roll?
Senators Barnett, Frank, Sarah Comfort, Dooley, Gibney, Ofer, Jensen, Campson, Markley abstains, Peterson, Pulse abstains, Robbins, Shell, Jamek, Sierra, Spear, Sternhagen, Tennant, Vasquez, Westler, Wisser, Diversity Liaison Garcia, Communications Chair Fink, Finance Chair Peterson, Government Affairs Chair Kennedy, Chief of Staff Sabo, aye. Vice President Benz.
The ayes have it. Commemoration 24-6-C is approved. We'll move on to new business, and seeing as we have no items of new business, we'll go to topics for future discussion. Are there any topics for future discussion tonight? Seeing none, we'll move on to announcements. Are there any announcements tonight? Government Affairs Chair Kennedy.
Last Friday, I believe, Communications Chair Fink sent you guys all a link to this survey for Student Federation. If y'all wouldn't mind taking that, I think it's pretty quick. I haven't taken it myself yet. But that closes Friday. Student Federation is looking for feedback to support, basically gather feedback that students like low tuition and use that at state level this coming winter. So if you could all do that and then also share with your friends.
Any other announcements tonight? Finance Chair Peterson.
Yeah, just a reminder that Finance Committee will be meeting this Wednesday at 7 p.m. in the Pheasant Room. And also that written reports for anyone that was on our general budget are due to my inbox at 5 p.m. on Friday, November 8th. So if you are part of an organization that you may or may not know if they have turned that in yet, make sure you ask your president and treasurer, because if those are not received to me by 5 p.m., you may not be eligible for funding in the next fiscal year.
Any other announcements tonight? Senator Sternhagen.
In case you somehow didn't know this, tomorrow is Election Day, so please remember to go out and vote.
Thank you, Senator Sternhagen. Very important announcement. Any other announcements tonight? Yes, Communications Chair Fink.
Just one more quick reminder that apparel is due by midnight tonight, so please get that in if you are looking to represent SA outside of these meetings. Thank you.
Other announcements? Senator Spear.
I sent you guys 2 emails last week. One was right, one was wrong. It's the resolution poster that's posted onto the office in the SA wall or whatever. I strongly encourage you guys to post that on social media just so that people know what they're voting on tomorrow, especially a lot of first-time voters don't know what they're doing, so got it.
Thank you. Other announcements tonight? Vice President Benz.
Yeah, I wore my patriotic tie today to remind you all to vote tomorrow. And then one other item that I announce every single year, and since we won't have a meeting next week on Veterans Day, November 14th is World Diabetes Day. So I think this was the first thing I announced, the first time I ever talked in SA, was to inform everybody of World Diabetes Day. So if you guys did not know, I am a type 1 diabetic, and as such have to take insulin injections throughout the day whenever I want to eat or have any kind of carbohydrates throughout the day, and then also continually monitor my glucose levels also throughout the day. So there's kind of a lot that goes into it, but it's just part of my routine at this point. But it's just important to realize that maybe our image of a diabetic in our minds is perhaps an older individual that has had some health issues throughout their life. But diabetics can also be a little 5-year-old boy that gets diagnosed with diabetes and just isn't quite sure how to navigate their future and might be scared of taking a shot. And I would just encourage you on that day, next Thursday, to keep those people in mind and to also wear blue on that day as well, if you would like to.
Thank you. Other announcements tonight? Okay, I have 2. A reminder again, if you're leaving at semester, email myself and Vice President Benz, and we will have no meeting next week because it's a Monday holiday for Veterans Day, so enjoy your Monday off. Are there any other announcements before we adjourn? Seeing none, is there a motion to adjourn? Chief of Staff Sabo.
So moved.
Is there, all those in favor of adjourning, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned.